Yeah, we can go to the mental, because we know that there are great black scientists and stuff. Would I say those black scientists have contributed more than white or European scientists? No, not to technology or anything like that. But you got dudes like, what's the super smart dude's name? The black dude?
Neil deGrasse
Tyson. Right. No, but
that guy's an idiot.
No,
man. Come on.
Whether you believe he's an idiot or not, he's respected in his field.
Yeah.
That's what he parlayed into
He's kind of
success.
propped up for being black. We have this concept called black privilege, where black people get propped up just because they're able to do something almost as competently as a bunch of other white people.
No, because we do it better and we make it more interesting. Neil deGrasse Tyson is propped up because he's exciting to listen to.
Yeah, he's a good public speaker.
There's a guy who's 10 times smarter,
right,
but he's lame as. So you guys like, you're like the person behind the scenes directing the movie, but then you get mad at the actor because he's loved by everybody.
I don't know that he's loved by everybody, but I think the big contention here is that he's like some respected scientist. He's more of like a TV host than anything.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has done more for the field of astrophysics by being famous, being recognizable, than any white astrophysicist, because like the closest to him would be like Bill Nye, right? We all know Bill Nye. What I'm telling you is that black excellence benefits everyone in the long run, because now it's cool to be an astrophysicist again. Now it's cool to be like this super smart brain. You know how many kids used to get bullied in school for being super smart? Now people watch Neil deGrasse Tyson and you say, man, I'm just into like physics. And people are like, oh, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, that's dope. We opening doors, but we throwing y'all alley-oops all day.
And he's definitely useful in that regard. I mean, you need to have people who are basically advocates for the sciences and everything, but also, I mean, he's probably not the top scientist. He's just good at communicating it to the layman. There
are black people who I respect for their intelligence. I probably wouldn't personally put Neil deGrasse on the list, but there are others. There's people like Thomas Sowell. You got Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice. There are intelligent black people. There's others I could name. So I'm not disagreeing with that, but they are sort of, they're rare. They're very rare, relatively speaking, right? Like, we know the average IQ difference between black and white people is like a standard deviation. So it makes sense that white people are going to do better in business, build better societies, do better in literature, like all the things that require intelligence, basically, whatever it is, chess, math, engineering, you're going to see white people do significantly better.
IQ is definitely probably one of the landmines that we might as well just intentionally step on right now. I don't know that you've ever argued this, or do you have any kind of real interest in this?
And Neil deGrasse Tyson's probably like got a fair bit of European DNA.
I think his name's deGrasse, but
I think he's like half white.
But you guys made up
a lot of the black people who get propped up, they're half white. Obama's half white.
But you guys made up the one drop rule, so we're claiming that. What I'm saying, what I'm saying is this: you can say that, but you can't even name 3 white economists.
Milton.
Who Milton?
Oh. Milton Friedman.
Okay, damn, he's dead.
Neil is black and Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
You're claiming Puerto Ricans now?
No, I'm just saying. No, Puerto Ricans they have black blood in them a lot, actually. Okay. Some of them.
Really? His mom's not white?
No. Yeah, I know. That's burst your bubble. Tell me 3 white economists.
Oh man, I don't know. I could if I sat here and thought about it. But
I'm sure
it'd be boring.
But what I'm saying is this: you can say, "Well, white people dominate in this, white people dominate in that." Listen, man, you could be the smartest guy in the room, the best financial advisor ever, but if you can't sell books like Robert Kiyosaki, you ain't shit.
No, that guy's a retard.
Because he is. But he's good at writing books and selling people this idea of him being an expert on financial literacy. And that's what black people bring to America.
Black economists constitute approximately 3% of U.S. economics PhD holders. Latinx economists, which by the way, ChatGPT actually using Latinx, 4%, Asian Americans, 17%, white economists, approximately 72% of doctorate level economists at the Federal Reserve.
Right. But guess what? The only economist that he could name off the top of his head was who?
Well, he's not an economist and probably not a huge economy.
He's the one who brought up economists. He's the one who brought up economy. The only economist you could bring up off the top of your head is who?
Milton Friedman.
No, Thomas Sowell.
Oh, yeah.
He's an economist. You didn't even know that.
No, I did know that.
Okay,
I know that.
but that's the one you know. And so while white people contribute, in my opinion, way more than black people to building up America, black people have a significant impact on not only the building of America, but of the exporting of American culture, which makes everyone around the world want to be like an American. It's just the facts. And I use sports. I use just anything we do. We kind of rise to the top. I mean, damn, look at the UFC. Look at anything. And there's a reason for that. So you guys now say, we're not going to compete equally with them. We're going to manipulate shit so we can remain relevant in these areas. And that's what happens.
Right. So going back to the manipulation, you brought up sports and we got off on that big tangent. How do we manipulate the situation?
In the 1950s, the black families per capita coming out of the Great Depression were better off, have more economic, have more resources basically than the average white family.
I don't think that's true.
Well, you go look up your history.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's absolutely not true.
Let me finish.
What should I look up?
Man, listen.
You're saying black families in the 1950s had more wealth.
I didn't say we had more wealth per capita.
Higher net worth per capita than white families in the 50s.
How could that possibly be true?
There's no way.
If that is true, then like everything that every black activist is telling us is bullshit.
Yeah. Look it up.
Yeah, the whole reason black people are supposed to be poor now is because they never got their houses passed down to them.
The reason black people are poor now is because white people, in the name of capitalism, which I'm a capitalist, they saw the need to assimilate, to bring black people into their economy. You can just watch on YouTube. There's a thing called How to Sell to the Negro, where the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States of America was like, look, there's this untapped class of consumers, black people. He literally was like, 1 in 3 black families own a home. Black people are known for buying quality goods, being willing to spend a little more on what they purchase. Literally, he told white people, stop being racist. Go sell them things because they have money. Then you guys sent your agent, Martin Luther King, in to make black people feel like being close to white people was the coolest thing ever. The FBI literally worked with Martin Luther King to spread that message. That's the manipulation. If you guys just want to do head up, like, okay, let them do their thing, we'll do our thing. In reality, black people will be damn near surpassing white people in America by now.
In 1950, the median income for black families was about half of that of white families.
Do you understand how significant that is in the terms of economics?
A lot, yeah.
That's good.
And by the 60s, it had only risen by about 5%.
It's better than
but
that.
you know why it only rose by 5% by the 60s? Think about it. You coming out of slavery, you didn't got, in the few years we were free. White people was free the whole time. We got to half of your net worth. Well, basically your per capita wealth. Mm-hmm. Think about that. These people coming out of slavery can't read, can't write, picking cotton. In just that short span of time, we made that much advancement. You guys saw, damn, these dudes are moving fast. They're coming up fast.
What
and our women like sleeping with them and making babies. Listen,
why'd you stop?
Because that's when the damn psyop started. That's when the Martin Luther Kings came in. Oh, we need to be brotherly with white people. We need to go. Listen, when you got black people getting beat up and bit by dogs just to go eat a sandwich next to a white person, you know there's manipulation at play, right? Because black folks are scared to hell of dogs, like a lot of us. You know that there's some outside entity that is pulling strings within that situation. Because why would black people give up their own economy, which we had our own economies, we had our own towns, our own doctors, our own mechanics. Why would they give that up just to go shop at Sears Roebuck, just to go shop at Woolworths? Why would they give up autonomy to be a second-class citizen under your shit? It's called manipulation. It's called psyops. And that's what Martin Luther King was.
Yeah, I mean, his handlers were Jewish, but
They're white. They're white.
well,
Germans.
We don't claim that.
Germans. See how you know this is true.
I don't think they're white, so we don't
They're
have to,
white.
We don't have to get into all
Polish
that.
people are white.